We're live, okay? And the mics are on. We called this special meeting today, basically to be proactive over this recent cold weather that we've had. I do want to, just for housekeeping, we called the meeting, all the commissioners were contacted the evening of 2/3.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. The notice went out yesterday morning at approximately 10 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
10 a.m. And all of the commissioners were contacted to see how they wanted to receive their package. We had Commissioner DeVito waive her delivery. She came to the office and picked it up. Commissioner Lori waived his delivery. Commissioner Burton waived her delivery. And Commissioner Moore came by the office and picked hers up.
Yes.
So everyone was properly noticed as required by our charter.
Yes, ma'am.
Just wanted to make that for housekeeping purposes. And then if we can, let's go ahead. Commissioner Moore, if you would please lead us in our invitation. Everyone stand if you are able.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for our rising on this morning. We thank you for this day that we receive it and we receive it in love. We ask that you be with us today. Guide our minds, guide our intentions, guide our knowledge and understanding that we might be able to do that blessed will. Help us, dear Lord, to be who you will have us to be. And Lord, in this hour, we ask you to bless every bereaved family, everyone that's going through at this moment, anyone that's sick and shut in. Have mercy upon them. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. We ask you to be with us, help us to help our community, this state, and this country. In the name of Jesus, we do pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Ms. Taylor, if you would please do a roll call for us.
Mayor Myers,
Present.
Commissioner DeVito,
Present.
Commissioner Lori,
Here.
Commissioner Moore,
Here.
Commissioner Burton,
Here.
City Manager Derek Martin,
Here.
City Attorney Leonardo Villegas.
Here.
Finance Director Steve Coughlin.
Here.
Public Works Director Keith Harris.
Here.
Crescent City Natural Gas Director David Frank.
Here.
Utility Building Director Jocelyn Berry.
Here.
And myself, Pamela Taylor, is the Code Enforcement Officer in City and News Department.
Okay, thank you. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. I asked that before we really get into the natural gas, just for informational purposes, Mr. Harris mentioned to me the other day about the water consumption, and just to kind of give us an update on where we were as far as where our water consumption is. Okay. Absolutely. Don't want you to get too comfortable.
Keith Harris, Public Works. Yeah, over the cold, we had some large usage of water. Sunday, we used over 400,000 gallons. Normally, we're using roughly 160 a day. It's come back down. We don't know if it was just because everybody had their spigots on. I mean, some people had stuff that was broken.
For a short period of time.
And then, of course, you mentioned to me about the school. I went by and took care of that. The meter was broke at the backflow. I don't think that was a lot of water. The new elementary school, they had a broken copper line on the altitude valve for the new storage tank, which was not a lot. It was 3/8 line. Jason has rode it around. We haven't found anything major. It is back down. We're down to about roughly probably 200,000 a day. So it is coming back down. So I think we're doing pretty good right now. And the 100,000 gallon tank is back online. They finally got done with that. So that's back online. So hopefully everything gets straightened out with the smelly water, rusty water. We hope.
There are a few homes that, in business, of course, that has had some issues with that.
Yep.
thinking that'll take care of it, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna help, because of course with the 400,000, like Dave said earlier, they should have flushed the system pretty good. So, I mean, but we'll see.
But we're okay.
But yeah, and Jason will keep in touch with me. He's been letting me know every day roughly what, that it's going back down. But as of right now, we're still up, and that was yesterday.
We had no electricity, nothing went down.
Nothing that I know
We
of.
were very blessed.
Yep.
Thank you, FPL.
Yep.
Thank you, FPL, for taking care of that. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure all the commissioners were made aware. Yes,
I have a question.
yes.
So I'm not really sure I understand what the issue is with, you're saying the demand on the system was approximately double, is that right?
It was triple.
It could have been because of everybody running spigots with the cold weather.
Right, but what I'm saying is, what is the issue? Is the capacity, we're gonna run out of capacity? at
No.
some point?
We were using way more water than we should have been. We only normally use 160,000 gallons a day.
Okay,
And it was 400 Sunday. So that's way up.
right.
And that could be because, like I said, people had leaks, broken pipes, and it, hopefully, and it's coming back down, so I think we're pretty good.
There's not an issue. I just wanted him to give us a report because, of course, that's usage. And so that's gonna be reflected in
Right.
the February bills. Yes.
Well, we
Okay.
have to keep track of it because we have to let the St. John's Water Board know how much water we use. And I believe it has to be filed with the DEP too.
Okay.
And then, of course, they want to know why and where it went. So it's kind of like Dave, he has to do a lawsuit on his gas. Same thing, we have to do it with the water.
Well, and the other thing is just simple, I mean, if you have any drips in your house or anything, your water bill's going up.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty
Who
simple.
knows? I had 3 spigots, a house and a garage going, so.
I mean, that's what it
Okay.
is.
Thank you.
So could I ask one more question? Just so we understand who are not experts on this. When the weather gets this cold, and it's been even colder in past years, we drip our faucets.
Mm-hmm.
So in your experience, just people dripping their faucets is not gonna bring us up to the 400,000 gallons a day.
I wouldn't think so, because it was only that one day. So that could have been, well, this was Sunday, we used that much water, not Saturday and Sunday
Okay,
and Monday. It was Sunday, and it started coming back down Monday.
got it. But I'm just saying, normally when we have a real cold snap, like 20s, it's been the teens here before, unfortunately. And you would not expect to see that jump just because of a little drip
It
faucet.
might go up some, but it's not gonna go up that much.
Okay,
So there could have been, like I said, the mayor had a broken spigot,
got it.
and no telling how much water she actually used before they
No,
got
it
shut
was
off.
very quick. It was 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, that's a lot of water in 30 minutes.
The mayor did not
But-
pause. The mayor did not consume all that water.
But we'll know when she gets her water bill.
But that was also, I mean, no sooner did that happen with us, we were trying to secure spigots and it broke off. I went somewhere else that afternoon and the exact same thing. I heard them on the phone and you could hear the water just shooting out. Their spigot broke as well. And so I think that probably happened a lot.
Mine broke.
And yours, and in that period of time, I will say that when a spigot breaks, it was amazing to me, how much water came out of that spigot.
My spigot broke too.
So,
It's
and your
like,
spigot, yeah, so we had quite a few spigots, and from the plumbers in town, I've also heard that there were quite a few repairs come
Mhm.
during the weekend and on
Well, I
Monday.
mean, we had, like, some of the toilets were running, the valves were stuck. Jason rode around all the bathrooms and checked them, and he found 2 of them that were, with them slung valves, and they do put out quite a bit of water. So, you know, hopefully we're getting all them fixed again, so.
Yeah, well, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware and put people on notice also that when you do get your bill, it probably will show up. Is that correct, Jocelyn? That usage will show up in the February bill, not the current bill that's ready to go out.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Mary.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. So first and foremost, thank you all for taking the time today out of your personal lives and schedule to come here. Hopefully we can make this short and sweet. As you all know, I sent an email out to you all on January 29th, and that's what you have in your packet as well. Some of the information's changed a little bit, but if you go to the topic on natural gas and resident support, the purpose of this meeting is to discuss the impact of extreme cold weather and on our natural gas supply and the pricing. We also want to review proposed resident support measures, and I have had our Director of CCNG here, David Frank, if he'd like to speak. I'm talking about a little bit of our background information, where we are today, and what our plans are moving forward, and what we need approval for.
Okay. You want to start with questions? You want me to?
Now, Mr. Frank, first I want to thank you for bringing this to light and allowing us to be proactive at this time. So
Well,
thank you for being on top of this and keeping us informed. So,
Yeah, I just want to offset some of our customers. They're going to be very upset because they're very bad about, either not opening their bill, that it's an auto withdrawal or whatever, or they'll just do a quick look at the bill. They don't read the inserts, which Joslyn and Derek have prepared a great insert, but if they don't read it, they just look at the bill, they're going to get a headache. And we can take care of that for them, but the system did well. I mean, this was, to me, I put this freeze equal to the Christmas Eve 83 freeze. That 83 freeze got a hair colder, but this one lasted a whole lot longer. And it affected 30, 40, about 35 states. So it's one for the record books. The gas industry itself is going to have to make up new guidelines for weather like this. There's not a whole lot we could have done, but the gas industry as a whole. But, when you're sub-zero and all your other infrastructures are freezing up, solar was covered in snow, wind farms their blades were frozen up, hydro, the streams and the lakes were frozen. So it put all on nuclear and natural gas. So it was a major strain on the whole infrastructure in natural gas in the United States. But our system did well. I mean, we come in at 100 pounds, that's our highest pressure. Crescent City, the lowest pressure we had was 96 pounds so far from, I guess, early last week, probably in the last 10 days. We went from 100 to 99, then we went to 98. Then when the cold weather really hit, we dropped to 96, but we're holding at 96. All of our station pressures at all of our local towns are doing fine. They didn't drop at all. So it was a major test for us. It's been a major test for the gas industry as a whole. And we've had multiple conversations here in the last 4 or 5 days. And my last call, I called their director and I could hear her laughing in the background. She picked the phone up. I go, "What's so funny about all this?" She goes, "Well, apparently you've been calling everybody but me, and we're all in here having a little powwow right now, all of us in the main office talking about your system." So I was just following the route there. But anyway, I don't see any problems as far as us paying our gas bill itself. FGU, Florida Gas Utilities, that handles our gas bill, said they will work with us any way possible. They can spread the bills out 3-4 months, whatever we need to do. Now it's just a matter of getting our customers to pay the bill, because it's hard for us to pay our bill if our customers don't pay the bill. And I can understand that we have multiple customers that are on fixed income, elderly, so a little burp on their bill, they get very upset, especially our Crescent City accounts, because it's not just gas they get, it's water and sewer. So the bills may be big anyway, but I have to tell them, but only the small part of it is your gas bill. Because in the past, we always used to have separate bills, but then the city voted to change that out to say postage, so they combined it. So that's a problem itself. But Joslyn has got an excellent form here that she's already set up to put in with the bills to show a possibility of spreading out the payments. And also have if you'd like, you can go ahead and pay your full bill in full, we'd appreciate that. But if you can't, she has an option that we've kind of used in the past about 10 years ago when we had our metering errors. And so we were forced to do that, but it's worked in the past and I'm sure it'll work just fine. And Joslyn does an excellent job with her and her staff. as far as keeping track of all those numbers, which is excellent.
Okay. Commissioners, do we have, any questions? I mean, you've got it in front of you. You're saying, Dave, if you'll just talk a little bit about,
I did have a question.
okay, let me finish. Okay, January's gas bill, you're saying in here it's going up, from what would normally be in December, 24,000 to
Yes.
74,000.
Possibly
So we
higher,
tripled,
possibly higher, but
possibly
that was,
higher.
the estimated bill was just under 75,000. I was hoping I would get the final numbers today, but when I told them that we were having a special meeting, they kind of laughed. They go, I don't think we can have the numbers to you that fast because their phones just won't stop ringing from everybody, all their gas systems. But hopefully by the end of today, we will have solid numbers.
Okay,
That's what they told me.
Commissioner DeVito.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So I sent a question to the city manager yesterday. I don't know if he saw it. My first question is, what is the amount of the residential and commercial deposits that we have on file? I'm assuming we keep deposits in the gas department.
Yes.
So what are those amounts?
As far as an actual amount, I do not have that because it depends on how old the customer is. If
Okay,
we have customers that have been here 50 years, they only have a $10 deposit. Newer ones have 50, commercial be 100 to 1,000, it just depends on the commercial load.
okay, and I was thinking that might be the case, and when you say new, how long ago is new?
The $50 went in, what, maybe 2 years ago? 15, something like that. Well, all right.
I don't need,
We raised the deposit a few years ago.
So, use the mic.
Do you want the amount that's on each account, or do you want?
no, I just wanted to know generally, and that's why I sent this yesterday, I just wanted to know generally, because I'm just trying to get a sense for us of what we have in deposits versus the amount that we're gonna let people pay over time,
Correct,
just
and
to give us an idea.
that involves how many months that you're gonna allow them to pay it.
Right,
Say your name.
I'm sorry, Jocelyn Berry, Utility Billing Director, thank you.
okay, so we don't know, I mean, do you happen to know what the total, do we have a total for all the deposits that are on file by any strange chance?
Yes, I can run the report, that'll give us that.
Okay.
Should have been a budget line with Steve.
Yeah. And Steve with finance may be able to give us that too,
Okay.
because they're in the wrong account, so.
Right, I mean, I'm not saying if we don't have it now.
Before they do that,
we
and go
just
through
have
that
to go
exercise.
forward. No, that
before
was-
they- Wait a second, before they do that and go through that exercise of pulling that for you, is there something that you're hoping to achieve by that?
Right, that's what I just said, and I said, at this point, I think it's a little too late. But what I was trying to get a sense of is what is the ratio or the proportion of the deposits we have on file versus the amounts that we're gonna let people pay over time, because that kind of creates exposure for us. In other words, if somebody has a $40 overage and they're gonna pay it over 3 or 4 months, you know, there's some risk, there's a benefit for them, and that's good. There's a little bit of risk to us, because over any given month, people are closing out different accounts. So it's possible that we could say you can pay this over time, and some people might not pay. They might move or whatever, close their gas account. So the only recovery we would have at that point would be the deposit. So that was why I was wondering,
Okay, so we
how
know,
does the deposit
we know the
compare?
maximum amount of deposit is $50, correct?
It's on the property owner,
On
it
the property.
depends on if they're rental or a property owner. Rental would have a $100 gas deposit
Okay.
versus 50.
And also, if they don't pay and they still are a customer at that point,
Oh, right,
then it's.
right, for people who remain
People that
customers.
need it.
Right, we're pretty much covered. As we know, collections is not very effective. And then, Mayor, I had one more question that I thought of, and this goes to Mr. Frank's comments about people not reading their bills. We don't have this at our house, but I've heard other people say that they have their bills on automatic payment from the bank. So I'm wondering, is there a way we can give people a heads up? Particularly if they're on auto pay, to make sure, that their bank account isn't impacted. I've heard people say, oh, I don't look at my bill, the bank just pays it.
Ms. Berry can address that, she's on top of that already, so.
Yes, ma'am. I usually look at them before I process the automatic payments, and with this bill coming in, I will definitely be calling folks.
Okay,
Before
so
we
they're gonna be,
Yeah, it's not fair to them, and I can take them off of the automatic pay until they do their payments, or they may wanna just pay it. So it just depends on the information I get at hand.
okay, so the logistics of our system let you be proactive and intervene.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's good to know. Cause that could be quite a surprise. Thank
It
you,
takes a little work, but it all works out, yeah.
thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Anybody else have some questions?
Need a motion to?
Well, we need, so what we've got here, so let's kind of go through this real fast. We've got, what Ms. Berry's going to do, the bill should be going out tomorrow. That's why we had to call this meeting today and not by the time after, on the backside of them receiving their bill.
As long as we get that rate.
As long as they get the rate today, it should go out tomorrow. Talking to Ms. Berry, she can do, in that information area, she can put something in there, you're gonna put some verbiage in there.
Already done.
It's already done,
Yes.
okay, that basically brings to their attention, because what's gonna happen is, even if they don't use any additional gas than what they normally use, their bill is gonna be significantly higher. So there's gonna be a lot of questions, a lot of concern. Wanna make sure they do that, and then you're gonna put this letter, and so everybody needs to go through the letter and make sure that you're, that you're okay with this letter. It was sent out to you earlier, there's some additional information. I asked him to explain to them basically what a therm is, because, for the general population does not understand what a therm is. So just to add that in there, and then the payment options also, that will be on the back side of this, so it will go in the bill, not a separate mailer, just to, because of the cost of how much it is to mail to all the
Correct.
customers.
And it'll be double-sided like this.
So what we're gonna have to do is, and then also in talking about this, we need to discuss, because, this bill that they're going to get now, as well as February's bill and possibly March's bill, because we really don't know what's gonna happen with the weather as we go forward. How are you proposing that we spread that out? Because everything needs to be paid by the end of the fiscal year. So, do you want to kind of run us through that before we make a motion as to, do we do it out 3 months? Do we do it out 4 months? How do we do that? And what do we do with the following bill as it comes forward?
I believe it should go by the size of the bill, to be honest. I mean, if you only have $20 more, then okay, we'll give you another month to pay that. Pay half of it now and half of it next month. But if it's a $2,000 bill, they may want 4 months, they may want 6 months. It all depends on what y'all want to allow for us to be able to do to stretch that out for them.
And if that's the case, Mayor, we can change this to plans available and up to 4 months, if that's what you all decide.
Okay, and Mayor, I have a question.
Yes.
Mayor, thank you. And this might be a question to Mr. Frank. So, what is going to affect the amount of our gas cost is, it's not just gonna be cold weather usage here. For example, the weather here may start warming up, mid-February. And we all, as customers, we may not be using particularly a lot of gas, although, there's some great recommendations for how to conserve in here. thank you. But what's really gonna affect the cost, as I understand it, so I'm just asking you, what's gonna affect the cost of the gas that we use just to heat the hot water to wash dishes is going to be how long cold weather lasts north of us, is that right? And that's truly what we have no control over.
It's the weather pattern in whole, but the problem is, it's the supply and demand is what's jacking it up.
Right.
I mean, even if you had the same gas consumption as you used last month on this month's bill,
Right.
it's significantly gonna be higher because you're paying more. It's like when you go to the gas station, it was $3 a gallon last week, but this month, hey, it's $5. Your car is getting the same gas mileage, but the cost of the gasoline went up.
Right, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is, and that, those of us who live here may not have a good sense of, and the mayor kind of alluded to this when she said that everything needs to be paid by the end of the fiscal year.
Correct.
I guess, I don't know what we could do about that. So Punxsutawney Phil up in New York, I think, said,
Pennsylvania.
wait, Pennsylvania, sorry, how could I not know that?
Because let's always depend on protocol.
Right, so, anyway, the folk prediction is for 6 more months of winter,
4 weeks.
and is it weekly?
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
weeks,
no,
sorry.
yeah.
6 weeks.
Thank you. The point being, it can stay cold north of us, in the upper south, the Midwest, the north, wherever. It can stay cold through April or May, and we have no control over that.
Correct.
So my understanding is, as long as there is significant demand in the rest of the country,
It's gonna
we
affect our
are
gas price.
affected.
Yes.
We will be paying just to wash those little dishes in the sink.
Correct.
I will be potentially paying more, and we don't know how long that's going to last.
That is correct, and that's what the gas system itself, not our system, but the main pipelines, far gas transmission and all the northern groups, they're very worried about this because they're gonna get another Arctic blast this weekend with wind chills like 15 below zero.
Right.
So it will affect the load, it will affect the price. But it's out of our control right now.
Right, and I understand that, and I just, I wasn't really thinking about that when I read the draft letter.
I understand.
So I think it's important that we make sure that Crescent City, Florida gas customers understand that we will be bearing the impact of weather north of here for an undetermined length of time.
Yeah, it's a
Do you wanna add
nation.
another bullet? Do you wanna add another bullet here?
Whatever,
You know, I think we're getting off the beaten path, I mean, we're talking about what may happen.
Mhm.
And basically it's winter, okay? It has been a really cold week here in Florida,
It has.
and, we might be getting into what's normally would be cold in Florida, a normal type temperature moving forward.
The next 10 days look like that.
Yes, yeah, so I mean, what they're doing up in Vermont, I know I watch it every day, okay? It's cold up there, it's -18 yesterday,
That's not
okay?
cold, that's frigid.
Yeah, you get all the wind chills, -40, that's normal weather for them though during this time.
Right.
And so we can't look at all of that, okay? Now, if I'm in the Carolinas, I'm
Sure.
worried, but I think we're gonna get back into our normal kind of mode down here.
That's what they're predicting.
Okay. So I mean, I don't wanna get to the point where you're frantic over something that just may not happen, or you start making plans for things that just may not happen.
Mayor, if I could,
Yes.
just, that's kind of the opposite of what Mr. Frank is telling us, and I'm trying to get a handle on being realistic about how long we are going to be paying, having double or triple gas bills, because we're about to tell people they can have a payment plan for high bills, and we need to be prepared for how long we may be offering that payment plan, or maybe we won't, whatever. We don't know, but just because we're not cold here doesn't mean that the gas bills will not be high. Mr. Frank is saying that's out of our control.
Our consumptions will decrease because it's warming up, or as you could say, a normal winter for us, but the cost of the gas, it will be dropping some, it already is, but it's not gonna drop to the rate that we were last month. I mean,
Well,
it's
I
still.
would suspect that, but, let's not think it's gonna continue to be as high as.
No. And the other issue we have, that some of our customers are, see, Corey just got done reading here about a week ago. Okay, well, that last group of customers he reads will really be affected by this January cost. But what about the customers he read the first of the month? They're not really gonna see this gas load until their the February billing, which will be in March. Because the way we read, if you look at a 30-day calendar versus a 30-day calendar, they overlap the way we read because we're so spread out. So it will affect some of those customers' costs into the February bill. Even if things go back to normal in February, they're still gonna get high bills in February because a lot of the gas they're being billed for was actually used in January.
Well, and I understand that, I hope that they understand that too, I mean.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, a lot of them, they don't
Well, you
want.
need to, that's what we need to kind of focus on.
I think if you were just to add something, another bullet to it that basically says extreme weather conditions across the country has affected the overall natural gas supply.
Yes.
Okay.
Something to that effect, that basically it's
price.
everyone and
Supply and
which,
price.
yes,
And,
which affects the price.
and one of the problems too was a lot of the gas is there, it just couldn't get shot down the pipeline because you have what's called a compressor station, which is about every 100, 200 miles. It's like your heart beats, it pushes the blood. The compressor stations repressurize the gas and keep moving it down the pipeline. They actually, some of them in Texas froze up. So we went static for a couple of days.
So,
The pipeline still had gas in it.
so basically, if you've looked at the letter, if there's any changes that you would like to make, I think what you're saying is that you could offer up to a 4-month payment plan, and this will be based on an individual basis, correct? We're just not across the board approving a 4-month spread, that this will be based on an individual basis. You've instructed them that if you want a payment plan, that please to contact you, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And they can be offered for 12 months. It's not
Yeah.
specific to what, you can go 1 month.
Well, it's
2.
gonna go, this one's gonna go 4 months, the next one might go 4 months, so you might end up with a 12-month.
I think by
So,
the time the prices
Yeah.
regulate too, even if you went all the way as far as May, that still gets you in our fiscal year to pay.
Yeah.
And that's what I think our goal is.
I think the biggest thing is that there's gonna be a hardship, that our customers are going to have, and if we can alleviate that or help them in any way get through that hardship, that's why we're here today, to be proactive and being able to do so.
But the only downfall to that is, do we want this to drag out past August or September?
No.
Because we want everything to be zeroed out by
Yes,
end of September, because we don't want to go into October in the next.
No.
Right, correct.
Okay.
So, okay.
so we'll leave that up to Jocelyn also to make sure that as you're working with these customers, and it shouldn't, because even if you go to April and you do 4 months out from April, you still should be okay. Yes, Commissioner DeVito.
I have a motion,
Uh-huh.
but my main question is, so for how many months would we want to authorize Crescent City Natural Gas and Building Utilities Department to extend those payment plans? In other words, not the length of the payment plan, but for example, 1 month would cover the January bill, 2 months would cover the February bill, correct?
I think
Do
what,
we want to also make it available for the March bill or reconsider that?
my recommendation is that they come back and report to us.
So in other words, if we offer payment plans for both the January bill and the February bill, we would have plenty of time to get a report
To get a report.
and then revisit that.
And we revisit it at the March, no, probably the April, I guess the April meeting. Is that correct? So we revisit that at the April meeting,
But that,
unless you feel that something comes up and then we need us sooner. I think the March that's only a month out. I don't know if you'll,
Right, and then the February bills are not due until March 22nd, so when you're looking at it that way, it'll probably do more like April.
so April. Okay.
When you put this in just to let people make sure they know that this is in here. I know it's bolded, payment plan available, how to apply, action, make it in a little bigger print.
Okay.
Make it so that it's like a wowzer, like here, we've got these things for you,
And
so people will pick it out.
can I also suggest that you put the phone number down there? I know it says the phone number's on the top of the bill, but just put it here again.
Yeah.
Just because you need to have as many places so people don't have to look around for it.
Exactly. That's good too.
And I asked if they could put it in color, but unfortunately they can't do it in color, so it will have to be in black and white, but it would be bold. And then additionally, something else, before you do your motion, additionally, something else we need to think about, and ask staff. I know this is a hardship on our staff as well, it's a burden on them, but we have some pretty, some of our commercial accounts have some pretty significant usage, and this could possibly triple theirs, and we're talking in the thousands. And so I guess to be proactive with them, would you go ahead and give them a call? I mean, what is it, do you have any recommendation on that?
Yeah, we'd either go down there or call them to make sure they're aware of what's coming, just like we're gonna look at the automatic payment, because you don't wanna snag $2,000 from anybody's account without their knowledge.
Especially not a
Especially when
business.
it runs $300 usually, So, yeah, we would go down there and hopefully we can post the letters in like Winn-Dixie on their board or the laundromat where people usually go, they can read it, so.
We're gonna utilize the city ticker on the website, so the ticker page will have that. We'll also have it on announcements as well. We'll put this on our Facebook page, and we'll get it out there. And do we have the availability to email? We have emails, the people that have signed up for emails, we can get this out on that as well, correct? Okay, so we can do that.
Another option too, we may want to try, I don't know the call signs, it's the AM radio in Palaca. They do a lot of their county information. If they will do a note for us, attention public or whatever, because it's also gonna apply Palaca gas, they have the same issues. But just to put a warning to natural gas customers, expect higher than usual billings.
Have you spoken to anybody in Palaca to find out how they're dealing with?
I can today, I'll call Brett.
Yeah, before you go on radio,
Mayor, I was just gonna say, in a way, I see the benefit of going on the radio, but I also see the possibility of panic.
Oh, yeah. True.
And I would hate,
it's a great suggestion.
I would hate for people to go into the panic mode.
That's a great suggestion, but I think right now it's,
Yeah, I wish our marquee was up and running out here, because it'd be great to have them on our marquee.
Yeah.
But,
I think we've done everything we can, when you put it in the bill, when you've made phone calls, when you put it in the email, and when you're posting it on boards around. I know Ace Hardware also has a board, you can post it on Ace Hardware's board.
sure.
So I think in the library also, we can post it at the library, they have a board as well. So I think just getting it out there and making them aware, your staff, Ms. Berry, as you know, this is gonna be burdensome on your staff, but thank you and thank the women that work for you for being patient and taking.
You're welcome. My receptionist is making phone calls now for people that are past due, and she's also explaining to them about the upcoming rate change.
Okay.
That it's going to be much higher, so hopefully that'll get them passing the word around as they go.
One other thing too is on our customer accounts, we have 1,200 residentials, but we only have 100 commercials. And out of those 100 commercials, I would say only 35 are large.
Okay.
Those are the 35 we definitely, because they may use 1,000, 2,000 therms. So the school's gonna have a fit. They're the biggest users in Lakewood. They may be looking at a $5,000 or $10,000 bill. So it's gonna be high.
Just give them a heads up before that bill goes.
And you give me a heads up if mine goes from 300 to 35, please do. 1,000,
Okay, does anybody have any changes to the letter before we get a motion on all of this together, combine all of it? Yes, ma'am.
Is there, I know you mentioned the Facebook, could you also add this on there somewhere where I know where to go to find it?
Facebook page?
Yes.
We can,
Because a lot of people, you know,
do Facebook.
yeah,
I'm gonna share this as a picture,
Okay.
JPEG to the Crescent City that has about 18,000 followers. I'll get with her today and have her post that. I'll post that. We've been sharing, all the information we put on ours, we've been putting on hers as well.
Okay.
So we'll get it out there.
Mayor, could I just make one comment about that? Responding to Commissioner Moore, about letting people know where to find this information. When the city manager sent out the information about the burn ban, I think he requested us to let people we know. I think that would also apply to this letter. For example, if we get several copies and take them to churches, neighbors, whatever, I mean, we can certainly, and ask people we know to let people they know, kind of the, the human information chain. So we can also help with that.
Sure.
Some language in here, where it says the payment options, that the city wants to assist. I think we need to soften this a little bit, that in some way that the city realizes,
Okay.
that the city realizes this could create a hardship and we are here to assist you.
Okay.
So if you can soften that a little bit.
Just for expediency, if the commission can allow, and at least vote on it, if I can directly work with the mayor on finalizing this so it can get out on time, if that's okay,
Sure.
as the lead. Is that okay, Mayor?
That's fine.
Okay.
And then I move that the city manager work with the mayor in order to put some finishing touches on this letter.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, so moved.
Thank you.
So Commissioner DeVito, you said you have a motion also.
I started on it, so the basic motion to authorize all this to go forward. I move that we authorize the Crescent City Natural Gas Department in conjunction with our building utility department to offer customers a payment plan for high gas bills, for the gas bills for months of January, February, and March. That's 3 months. Those 3 months. For up to 4 months payment plan, up to, in the discretion of the billing utilities department, based on the size of the bill increase. Because I believe that's what Ms. Berry had in mind.
Do you want to include something that it should be brought back to us at the April meeting? You don't want to, just in case.
Did our clerk get all that? So, and I can just, I hate to make the round sentence, I can say I further move that the billing utility department report back to the commission in the month of, I don't know, do we want a report in March to let us know how this is going?
We won't know until
Okay, okay, so, and I further move that the building utilities department report back to us in the month of April on how this plan is going. And of course, if anything urgent arises, they'll let us know.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so we have a proper motion and a second. Commissioners, do we have any other comments on this? Any other discussion? I'll open it up to public comments after this. Nobody has anything. Okay, then I'm gonna open it up. Do we have any public comments? I'm gonna open it up to public comments. Please come forward if you have any comments. Okay. Seeing no one come forward. If this is where we are, I'm gonna go ahead. Ms. Taylor, if you would do a roll call for us, please.
Commissioner DeVito,
Aye.
Commissioner Lori,
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Burton,
Yes.
Mayor Myers.
Aye. Okay, so this has been, motion carries. I want to just, for the record, state that Commissioner DeVito made the motion, Commissioner Lori seconds the motion. I mean, that would be much easier for us to do this if we go forward. I need to start,
Respond there, automatic, minute system. Mayor, I did have one comment about the letter that, I wrote earlier when it was sent to us. Could I share that with you?
Sure.
Okay, so I think this is on what would be the second page, where it says payment options. There's 3 bullets. It says residents may pay in full if preferred. Just, you might want to add, if not a hardship, if CCNG encourages customers to pay in full. I don't think we want to encourage people to put their bill out. So that's just a thought. And also, I just want to thank everybody who's worked on this so hard, including the city manager and the mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. I haven't done anything. I apologize that I came in a little late yesterday to sign everything, but I still made sure that I had it within that time frame that we needed. But I just want to thank everybody, and I also I do want to say that, us being proactive, thank you staff, for allowing us to be proactive. Anytime we can be transparent and proactive, we need to. And you're still gonna get some people that are upset. We know that. They can't please everybody. But us having the opportunity, especially as commissioners, to help out our community when we can, is very important to all of us. So thank you for these recommendations. Thank you for the work you're having to put into this. And I know your workload is already, and I think commissioners, I'm gonna remind our commissioners as well, that everyone's workload right now is maxed. And so, we just need to be mindful of that. I know in the public works, we're down a few, and, I know in our natural gas, we're down a few. And, with Barry, I know that y'all are got your hands full too. So, and Steve also in our finance department, we're down there too. So and thank you to Ms. Taylor and also to Ms. Martin for just making sure that the wheels keep turning. And as long as we can keep the wheels turning, we need to. Yes, Commissioner DeVito.
Mayor, I absolutely agree with your statement about being proactive. I think that's great, and we can provide good customer service. One question I have, and maybe a suggestion is, Ms. Berry I think there's a different flyer that you're going to send out in the gas bills, or is the flyer we have in our packet the whole thing?
That's it.
It'll be a front and back.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay, so there's no other flyer, okay. And then, so I'll just share with Mr. Martin and the mayor. I know the letter already looks good, and the main thing is, because I remember the infamous misread bills of 10 years ago, and the letter that first went out, Mr. Martin, you weren't here, but the letter that first went out, it made sense to the people who wrote it, but it did not make sense to the people who received it. And, that happens to us all when you email or write a letter. So I know y'all will take care of that, so thank you.
And that's why I asked them to include definitions on there, so they had better understanding.
So we'll tighten it up. We'll get it.
Great, but
Okay, with that, do we have any other business that we have today? Anybody have anything? Commissioner Moore, you're headed to Jacksonville. Thank you
Oh,
for
very well.
going through that, to go for her training.
Great. It's a lot.
Thank you, it's a lot.
Just.
We expect a full report. We expect a full report when you get back on, everything that,
And ask questions. If you have questions, ask them.
Make sure you have a good notebook.
I have a request.
Yes.
If they have handouts, can you bring them back?
Okay, sure.
I'll give you the handouts.
Any handouts, please. And also, I want to thank, we had 3 of our commissioners that went to Tallahassee last week Thank you, the three of you. I know you pounded
Yeah.
those hallways, and it was the bitter cold. I was supposed to go. Unfortunately, I had
Oh, you chickened out, you didn't
a,
want.
I had a family, we had a family issue and I was unable.
But you're right, the plaza
I
thing,
mean,
the Capitol, the old Capitol, is the windiest, coldest
I
place in the
warned you,
world.
that is the coldest place in the
We
entire
we
world.
went in through the House office building, but I had to leave and went out the front door of the Capitol. And
Yes.
I mean,
It's awful.
yeah.
It
Of course, we
is.
followed BJ one morning to get into the Capitol, and of course, you know, with all these, he's gotta have the special ramps and everything. It seems like every single ramp there is there, it's down this little corridor, you know, it's all blocked. It's like a wind tunnel. I don't know how he manages to do that all week long, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it really is very, very cold. I said, well, I'm not doing this again. You're on your own.
Well, thank you all for looking out for basically those issues that are near and dear to all municipalities across the state and our municipality as well. Your representation there, I know, was noticed and very needed, so thank you all for doing that. Thank you. That, can I get a motion to adjourn?
And move we adjourn.
Okay.
Second?
We have a proper motion by Commissioner Lori and a second by Commissioner DeVito. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And meeting's adjourned at 10:52. Thank you all for being here. Tim, will you fill that out? The owl, is it off? Okay, it's still lit up, and I just noticed on some of our videos that it's videoing us ahead of time, and our mics are on, so.